I'm your host, Ken Patterson. We are at the 13th annual St. Louis Prototype Modelers Meet. I'm doing an outdoor photo shoot. We're going to talk about this table saw. That's absolutely magnificent. This is the best hobby in the world.
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat starts now.
Catch the What's Neat podcast every week and full episodes of What's Neat every month at the Model Railroad Hobbyist YouTube page.
Hi, I'm George Zelios from Fine Scale Miniatures, and you are watching What's Neat This Week with Ken Patterson.
Yay.
Oh, it's so bright in here tonight.
It's great. I love the picture.
Oh, rock and roll.
You know what's really bright? These boxes are bright.
Bright. Ready,
Yes.
set. Richard's running camera.
Hi,
We're doing a
Richard.
show.
Yeah. The band's back together.
It smells strong down here. Ready, set.
Yes.
The What's Neat This Week in Model Railroading Show is made possible by viewers like you and is proudly supported by Model Railroader Magazine, helping enthusiasts become better modelers for more than 90 years. To learn more, visit trains.com. Additional support is provided by Spring Creek Model Trains, your destination for model trains. Stop in and say, wow. Check out their website at springcreekmodeltrains.com.
Intermountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com. Additional support is provided by Yelsma Graphics, America's leading distributor of quality railroad art and embroidered clothing since 1985. Check out their website at yelsma.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week show in Model Railroading, show number 306 for March 1st, 2025. I'm your host, Ken Patterson, the host of the What's Neat show over at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine. And I promised Joe that show was going to be on time this month on the 15th. And then I started working on the layout. And then I started working on the shelves under the layout. And I started tearing down the layout. And as you've seen in previous What's Neat videos in the last couple of
Not
weeks,
answering phone calls, not seeing the light of day.
after
for
the
days.
last edit of the last video show, I literally it was wake up, work on the layout, do family chores, go to sleep, wake up, work on the layout. You know, it was constant. Every single day, the beautiful woodwork got done. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to show it to you, but I'm going to explain it to you first. It just came out. The flow of the work, the flow of the curves. I used a lot of arcs.
Very poetic.
It would be a beautiful
Poetic
mantle in a
curves.
house. It was really woodworking 101 class. Seriously, just cabinetry 101 work. Like building this tabletop thing, which is actually covered with.
This keeps saying capture.
Yeah, it's okay. This table's covered with sawdust.
Yeah, it's all over the place a little bit. But that just shows progress in the work.
It smells good too.
Yeah, it sure does. All that lacquer.
And then I also built the shelves. Actually, Joshua shot B-roll of me over there, not inhaling the fumes of the polyurethane, but you can see, obviously, I have a degree in polyurethane. All of this stuff is.
It does smell good in here.
It
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
So I'm building these shelves to hold the scenery products on, which is the canisters of the scenery color stuff that we use for the layouts. I got multiple colors, and you always got to stock. The ballast comes in the same size container. So all the stuff used to be stored somewhere. The storage got disrupted when I rebuilt the shop earlier in the year. And now it's all underneath the diorama where I want to build that switch yard eventually for passenger trains. So this is like that little game we had back in 1974 where you'd slide the little squares here and there until you arranged them.
Or if you grew up in the 80s, it's called
Rubik's
Tetris.
Anyway, yeah, so anyway, stuff's got to move from here to there before things get done. But I'm going to show you now in the future, this is how the finished area with the shelves and all the scenery product now came out as you are looking now 48 hours from now. This is how it's looking in 48 hours, but you're
movie
seeing it.
magic here.
Yeah, this is crazy. I didn't know how to explain that. I tried this in the green room and I got screwed up with it then.
But I love the area because there's so much versatility. You can actually, me being
It's
a large
functional.
person, you can climb back behind it and look at the track coming at you both ways.
Yes.
And that's a different perspective that you said in the last episode, that a lot of people don't get to see the outside of their layout because it's around the room.
Right.
So that's a really neat and unique perspective, and we can take cameras and put it back there as well to get different kinds of footage and run-bys, and it's very versatile.
So needless to say, I was buried in the basement like a caveman. I have this rough beard here pretty much to show it, although I did get a haircut sometime this week. It all worked out. And what brought me to this was talking about the fact that I was going to be on time, Joe Fugate, with the video. Sorry, Jeff Schultz. He's got to do the edit on that for the inside of the magazine. And what day is today's March 1st?
Today's March 1st.
Yes, I sent him a raw edit of the video. Obviously, once I started working on the layout, it was tunnel vision. I didn't do anything else.
Just like this show, because he hasn't introduced us at all.
It's okay.
Right.
We don't need. We're not even.
Tunnel vision.
We're
We
so
don't need to
past
be
that.
introduced.
In the What's Neat video that's coming out for March, which is only 14 days away, you will be pleased to see this amazing production. Brad Joseph's daughter created this beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What
Oh my
a
God.
great video.
Family, model railroading and family together is a cherished. The news media, if they're doing a special report somewhere, they try to capture that beautiful
Right.
element. This is just kumbaya on video.
Yeah.
It's such a great presentation.
Brad is a dear friend of ours,
Yes.
and every time he's here, I learn a ton of new things. He is so full of knowledge
sure
about
is.
all different kinds of the railroad aspect, and it's just amazing to have a conversation with him. And this video is just absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, the years of work that he's put into the model railroad and the knowledge on top of it for not only that, but how to do things and why we do things in the hobby, and it's really neat how he explains it.
He sure does. What a great family. Anyway, also in that video is the Bachmann interview. We got Tyler Haney. Hey, Tyler Haney. Love that guy.
Yeah.
And he explains to us all of the new products along with Matt. Matt's on there too. Just great guys. Also, a surprise showed up. A lot of surprises showed up in the period of time that I've been buried in this basement. Boxes show up upstairs. Creston Parker took us up on our. Remember when we were looking at Tom Johnson's layout? Am I talking about that again?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that
Nothing wrong with that.
fall,
It's beautiful.
autumn layout.
Yeah. And I said, somehow I've talked to Creston Parker about it, and I said on one of the shows, Creston Parker's got the company called ScaleTrees.com, and his wire armatures are absolutely exquisite. The guy spends a lot of time getting everything just bent right?
Yes.
And then he covers them up. They're over here, Richard. Check out. He sent us
Check
3.
these out.
This is his version of Tom Johnson's fall trees. We just opened up the box a few minutes ago. We're shooting this show an hour and 20 minutes late tonight. It didn't take that long to open the boxes, but we did look at the trees, and they're decent. It looks really good. Hats off to you.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool. I myself, I don't have any desire to model in fall.
Me either.
You know,
It's,
and as much as I love seeing the few winter layouts that is out there, that's not appealing to me as far as my stuff. I want it to be, you know, summer.
All
I
the
want it
time.
to be summer.
It's always summer
Kids
in my
playing
world.
outside, you know, and that's just a feel-good thing for me, I
Yep.
guess. You know, that's what I most connect with. and it's just, it's something that I desire. But these trees are very, very cool. And I could see maybe in the future having just a module that would go into fall, and then a module that would
I'd
go
like
into
to do
winter.
a winter module with snow.
Yeah,
I
but
had that on one of my old layouts. That
I
was
don't.
pretty
I don't
cool.
think for a whole layout. Maybe.
No.
Maybe when I get older, I'll feel differently, and maybe when I.
Well, that's one neat thing about Brad Joseph's layout. He's got a whole section of Winter Park.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah, the mountains and everything
snowfall
right
and
there.
everything,
Yeah.
between different modules, but it's pretty seamless.
Yeah.
The way he's got it done. So.
Yeah, definitely very tasteful.
All right, last night I told Holly, that wonderful girlfriend I have, I'm modeling fall. I'm changing this whole layout to fall.
You're gonna do it?
Spoiler alert.
Nice.
I love fall. Don't you know? I mean, it's just we're going from the hot summer days to that really comfortable Midwest fall weather, and all the trees are blossoming in this array of colors. The oak trees, the reds, the yellows, the light greens.
Yeah, but it lasts for 2 weeks, and then it's like.
But if I
dead
model
brown.
it's going to be there all the time. Everybody models green. I've been modeling green. Look at all the green.
I'll always model.
There's a lot
green.
of green. And okay, let's go back. Midwest Valley modelers. I can't believe, here comes an edit. I hate it when you do this to me. I just told the story, so I practiced this a few seconds ago. You looked bored.
I did.
Oh no.
Let's do this.
Don't tune out. Midwest Valley modelers, when we first built the layout, I really, really built that. I just moved into an apartment, and I didn't have a basement no more. And I didn't have nowhere to run trains. There's some clubs in town. Pretty much got, Long story short,
Yeah.
I had to be in charge. I needed my own club. I needed a place to run trains. So we started that club. And I saw the Kozik's layout. Bob and Matt Kozik up in Chicago at a
yes.
Santa Fe modelers meet or something, I think it was. I walked in this room and I saw this modular layout, and it was so realistic. It was so subtly modeled realism. Prototype freelance, double track mainline, Santa Fe standards. And I remember seeing Bob Kozik's passenger cars at Mainline Modeler.
Right.
Way back when.
Yeah.
We're going way back.
The streets and the vehicles were top notch too
Yeah.
on that layout.
We're probably going back to 1986 or 87, whenever the Santa Fe Modelers meet was in Chicago that year. And I came back to St. Louis, and I spent hours on the phone with Bob. He walked me through their dimensions and things, and I changed a lot of things and built the Midwest Valley Modelers layout. But a lot of the scenes were almost identical and in the same spots. It was so perfect, why change it?
Right.
And one of the gentlemen that helped us, he built all the bench work for us, was a contractor, and he loved subdivisions. And
Yeah.
that subdivision in the corner module that the Koziks had was
Right.
so perfect. And so now we had houses under construction in 2x4 studs, and it was just a cul-de-sac, and it was so cool. Well, somewhere along the line, a couple years later, I changed that layout and made it fall, and changed some of the scenes and made them completely different. We doubled the size of the city, brought the city into the corner, brought in concrete rivers. Just a lot of changes took place on that layout. But the main theme was we had met you, because you were drawn in by the layout. So we had met you in there somewhere, and you loved the Route 66. You loved that historic, and the history and the cars and the architecture and everything came with that.
I used to drive out Route 66 all the time.
Right.
Out to Arizona and when I was single. And
So what year did you guys meet? What year was this when you came to the party?
probably 95.
Was I already living in this house?
Yes.
Were you ever in Kirkwood when we were in the basement of an apartment building?
No.
We started the layout because I was in real estate. We had vacant office space all over town and vacant storefronts.
Right.
So I knew I could move the layout if it was modular. Mind you, I live in an apartment building. I had no
Yeah.
where to go with the layout. Modular, I could move this layout from storefront to storefront, and we just always have a place for a layout. Always. I knew so many landlords, so many things. It always worked out. In fact, one landlord got foreclosed on. Citizen National Bank seized the layout. I was upset. I was in the lobby of that bank in a suit. confiscating my layout back. It was comical, but that's just the way the process works. It was funny. Long story short, we made it fall, and it looked dynamite. I remember grinding up leaves and
Right.
sprinkling
I
them
remember
on
all
top of the
that,
buildings
yeah.
and the roads and things, and then spraying it with matte medium, thinking I'm ruining this gas station with glue and this ground up leaf on the building. But when it dried, it looked magnificent. It looked believable.
Right.
It clicked. I hope I didn't just show a whole bunch of pictures.
You did
I will
probably
hate
30
you.
or 40 pictures.
But you get the idea even if you didn't see photos. I'm modeling fall. I know you said you don't like it, but look, if I don't like it, I could change it again.
That's just a preference.
But
Right.
you know, Creston, these trees he did, these are his large trees and I think the medium tree.
Yeah.
You can get these on his website. He'll sell these to you already built, and they
Yep.
come in a great big box. But yeah, thank you for taking us up on the challenge.
Scaletrees.com. Check them out.
While we were talking about the Bachmann segment, we're going to change it up in the What's Neat show over at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine, where Bachmann Industries is going to start having us do projects and build things.
Ooh.
And the one thing that we're going to do is build the classic Plasticville.
Service station.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
an actual built prototype, modeled after a prototype. The die is about 75, the model's 75 years old.
I have mine from when I was a kid. It's from 1965.
So we're going to get a few of those. I think maybe, do you feel up to building something?
Yeah.
You build one.
Absolutely.
I guess, I don't know, I guess I could build one, but I'm going to refer to prototype photos and just trick them out. Make a little scene.
Sounds
You
great.
could spend a fortune in details, though.
Yeah.
You know,
You
pumps
probably,
and all
if
that
you've
stuff.
got one, you've already done that probably. I have a feeling.
Well, I did it when I was a kid. I've got the whole seat.
God.
You know, I can bring it.
In
Wait, don't
65.
you have one in the box?
That's when you were born,
Never
man.
even touched.
Yes,
in
I also
nine-
have a
Oh,
original
Lord, those
Plasticville gas station, and
In
I
the
never
box?
knew in the box. And all this time, I thought that Bachmann bought Plasticville, but on the side of that Plasticville box,
It says
it
Bachmann.
says
Yeah.
Bachmann,
Tried
Philadelphia,
and true.
Pennsylvania,
Yep,
and
that's
that's
so cool.
from the '60s.
Those dies are actually in the United States. Those were in the warehouse in Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
The idea on this is to take one of their models and show what can be done with it. We tried this once. We shot a video one time where we did a couple different kits. I never did that edit. But here's what I'd like to throw out there. Two things. First of all, you went back to your childhood. In 1975, my uncle gave me, for Christmas, I remember this, my aunt and uncle gave me the eight or six in a box kits, Plasticville. It was the best Christmas present I ever got from those people.
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure.
I got the ranch house.
Yep.
I got the coal tower.
The Cape Cod house,
I got
the gas
the
station.
warehouse thing. I think there was a warehouse. The gas station was in there.
the bank, or the grocery store, one or the other.
And I filled
I love
all
those
my
kits.
Matchbox cars and all my Hot Wheels. Matter of fact, one of them Matchbox.
Some of the Matchbox cars.
I filled
wouldn't
them up
fit
at
in
that
there.
gas station,
Yeah,
though.
some of them would fit in the door, and some of them
Oh my
wouldn't.
Oh,
God.
that's so cool.
I know, right? We just told a story.
Yeah. How
But-
great.
So anyway, we covered the trees. We've talked about what's in the video. Have you talked about your thing yet? Let's talk about one more thing real quick. The NMRA show coming up this year. I don't know what the dates are. I actually don't know. I'm not focused on that at the moment. But Scott Kramer called me up. He's in charge of taking care of the NMRA, and it sounds like it's up north in Michigan or something. Or Detroit.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know.
north.
Okay.
Okay.
From what he said to me on the phone and the questions I asked him, it sounds like they have they've reshaped the days of the week that the show is going to be. They're making it shorter. And there's a concise reason for that. And his reasoning was magnificent. The gentleman that I talked to on the phone, Scott, is absolutely amazing. He's full of energy. I think he's in his late 70s or early 80s. And he's incredibly intelligent and just so excited about this show. And all their ideas are very good. I think this year's show is going to be magnificent
Ooh, that's
from what
great.
I have
We'll
heard.
have to get
So-
more information.
Yeah.
on that.
I didn't hear one thing negative or one thing that sounded out of the realm of, in my mind, how it should
Is
be.
it during the summer usually?
Yes.
Okay.
So anyway, look forward to the NMRA show this year. It sounds like it's going to be a really good setup, the way they've got it all planned. I'm not sure. The way it sounded to me on the phone, and I'm going to go ahead and bank this, the clinics are free, the layout tours are free, everything is just one price. You just pay one price, and the whole show, it's all yours. It's to be had.
Wow, that's
Instead of
great.
breaking it down where you got to pay $35 to go to this layout or $20 to go to that. It sounds very streamlined and very functional. And
Very cool.
So it was a pleasure talking to Scott Kramer. I look forward to further communication with you.
Yeah, and we'll give you more information as it comes to us.
And that's everything on my notes. That was great. I did that in
Yay.
17 minutes.
Wow, that's
What's going on
fantastic.
with the mic stuff and the steam engines?
Well, let's talk about Mike stuff first.
Okay.
Alrighty, well, I finally got my pre-order of the Moloco high cube cars. These are waffle-sided 50-foot cars that are, they exceed plate C, and they are 16 foot 7 inches tall. But they have these distinctive waffles on the side which allow the lading equipment on the inside to give a smooth wall all the way through the car. And these were used in the Weyerhaeuser pulp industries, pulp board and chipboard, mainly these cars between, let's see, what is it, Valiant, Oklahoma. Yeah, that's where one of the Weyerhaeuser plants was, and the Frisco line ran through Valiant. Then the Mopac line ran through Dirks, Arkansas. So between those two lines, there was a railroad called the Texas, Oklahoma, and Eastern. Well, there was quite a bit of traffic for these cars in the 70s, so several railroads got together and each contributed cars to the pool. And the Texas, Oklahoma, and Eastern were always the ones that caught my eye, even though they didn't
That's
have
a neat car.
It sure
Paint
is.
scheme.
I love the
I
stripes.
remember that they were around for a long time after they got sold off, but that stripe lasted for decades. But anyway, these cars from Moloco, just like Tangent and everything else, they're just perfect. The underbody detail, and the cut
They are
bars,
amazing looking.
everything. It's just, you couldn't ask for much more in a model than these cars.
They're better
So-
than brass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The stamped brass sides. They had the soldered on parts, the door latches and what have you.
Right, and they never really rolled that well either, in my opinion.
They were heavy.
The brass.
Yeah.
God, we pay
freight
150
cars.
to $200 for stuff. Cabooses
Yeah.
are going for like $400 these days
Yeah.
on some of those brass cars.
Yep. And they are
So yeah, that
beautiful,
makes
too.
these cars seem like a bargain, and these are.
In
You know,
today's
just-
money, it is. Think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, those are $50 a piece, right? Something like
Yeah,
that?
a little more
Yeah.
than that, but by the time you would put your own cut bars on, put the brackets on and everything, and all
Drill
these
all the
separate
holes.
parts and everything.
Get the parts.
Yeah, I mean-
decal it, paint it.
My time is worth more than that.
Absolutely.
So, I remember seeing a lot of these cars in the
Plus,
late 70s in my era coming through St. Louis, and I think these cars went all over the
there's a
country
car in
with
here.
those,
Yeah.
those
thought this was
pulpboard
empty.
loads.
No.
The fact is, you also need prototype pictures.
Yeah.
In order to paint one of these and get the color right, get the decals right, you're going to a rail yard. And another problem with that is you usually only get one side of the car.
Yep.
So you're make-believe
Yeah.
in the other side, prototype freelancing, because you usually can't get all the way around a car unless you're trespassing through the whole rail yard, unless you've got a bridge downtown and you could go eat lunch on it every day, like
Right.
I did for years, and
Yep.
I've got some great photos.
Yeah, I got a lot of photos of these prototypes too, but it baffles me how Nick, who lives in Australia, and he's too young to really remember all these cars, I think. How would he know? But he has all this information about these cars, the routing, what they did, and every run of models he does, he knows all the history behind them and everything, and where they
Very
went, when they were
thorough.
built,
Very.
just unreal. So hats off to Nick Molo for bringing these to the market and everything else he does. And same goes for Tangent and Exact Rail, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody else, but Rapido. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Can't
just
forget them.
the quality these days is just incredible.
Yep.
So
It used to take so much time.
Yep.
It literally did. But God, we go through all the books, some of the rail model journal articles were just so inspiring.
Yeah, definitely.
Some
Yeah.
of the really detailed stuff like that.
Yep.
All right, so the steam engines on the table.
Yeah.
We weren't actually prepared to talk about these tonight. We literally just opened up the boxes about 30 minutes ago.
And look at this jewelry, as Holly says.
I know.
Boy,
Holly-
these are amazing.
Holly told me that model trains are like jewelry. Okay, there's coming from somebody who is not in our hobby at all.
And
from
we-
the outside looking in, our trains are like jewelry.
And we got
And
some
this is
bling
jewelry.
bling on the table.
Oh,
This is
Definitely.
jewelry. This is from Broadway Limited.
Yeah, Broadway Limited, it's their Paragon 4. It's the Berkshires, and they are awesome. We'll talk about the first one, the Boston and Maine, and that's where that's the railroad that originally had these Berkshires.
Okay.
And on the table here is 4012. It is beautiful. Can't wait to see it outside.
Now hold on, I have not photographed these yet, and it's going to rain for the next couple days, so I might wait it out to get the show out a
that
little.
sucks.
I'm going to figure out a way to present these. If there's
yeah.
any sun at all, you're seeing gorgeous shots of these.
Otherwise, we'll shoot them indoors.
Every one of these has got the feed water heater on the front. All these Berkshires have got the feed water heater on the front.
And that makes them very distinctive from other steam engines. The one in the middle is Southern Pacific Lines 3504. And then the one right here is the ATSF 4196. So Boston and Maine had 20-something of these made. And then they were sold off to the Santa Fe. And they ran them. They were built in 1928 originally. And they were all of them but one were scrapped in 1942.
They were scrapped in 49.
So the one that was not scrapped, it was rebuilt, but I don't know whatever happened to it.
Hold on.
so how did Southern Pacific?
you wrote that down right out of the books, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are really great. They're awfully neat, and I can't wait to see them run on your layout. Whenever we can run trains on.
Oh,
your
I can't
layout
run
again.
trains. This is so sad.
It's 2 weeks now. It's like
How am I
Train
doing?
withdrawal.
Hold
yeah,
on.
we're all in withdrawals.
No,
correct.
it's not that bad. I just can't believe how long it takes to do stuff.
Yeah.
Did I mention
Well-
that to you on the phone this week?
Yes.
It seems like, and I'm not slow. I'm not a slow
No, you're-
craftsman.
He's slow.
I got the equipment. I do stuff relatively quick. The processes are quick.
It
But
is
God, it
beautiful,
seems like
though.
it takes a long time.
It's worth the time and effort that you're putting
Right.
into it, because there's been a lot of instances where the trains don't run over there sometimes, and things like that happen, and you are making it beautiful and a sweeping curve.
Yeah, it's gonna
that
be nice.
everything's going to be good.
Some of the three rail turnouts, the dual gauge turnouts, I call them three rail, but dual gauge turnouts were kind of not really happy players with some of the different models.
Some of my trains were so low that it wouldn't run on the three-wheel stuff. So a lot of stuff I've never even brought over here to run.
So we're going to talk about these steam engines some more on the show because I do want to get some video of these running. I imagine they've got smoke units
They
in them.
do.
I imagine the sound is amazing.
Yes.
They're all, it looks to me like these have all got the short, smaller wheelbase tenders on them.
Yeah,
I know I'm going back to these, but I'm just looking at them.
they're really cool.
Under these bright lights, they look amazing. The Southern Pacific number boards are characteristic on that one.
Yes, and
It
I
really
love the windows being red. That
Yeah,
really
right.
distinctifies it.
All right, so we're at 26 minutes. You want to talk about your roundhouse? You want to save that for another time?
I
'Cause
want to
it sounds
talk.
like
I
you're
want to
doing
talk
something.
about Fire Crown first.
Oh, I like that.
Trains.com. So I like to go on trips. Mike Buddy likes to go on trips with me. We drive around a lot. Two things that I love to have in my car is an atlas, a giant atlas, just in case.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you don't get phone service, so you can pull the atlas right out. The other is the Tourist Trains Guide. And so when we're plotting,
Where'd you get that at?
at trains.com. You should
No,
check
slow
it out.
down.
Is this got that railroad in it that you guys went on?
This has all the railroads in it. So
Oh,
for-
the George.
Yeah.
So
George
first,
was all
first
excited
off,
about that.
they got a map of every region of North America, so you can decide where you're going to
Wow.
go.
Wait a minute,
and
regionally.
they break it down by states.
Mm-hmm.
So if you fold in here, oh, you know what I love to do when I'm in Missouri?
What?
I love to go to the Transportation Museum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's right
It's
in
in
here. It's in here. They have directions, what to look in there, if it has a fee to get into it. It has all different kinds of information. Planning your visit, what you have to see in there, along with the Aero Train, which is my favorite car. If there's tickets, like I said, it gives directions pretty much there. And then if you fold over here, when we were in Colorado, the Georgetown Loop is on there, and it gives directions, which is an amazing little short line. The Durango and Silverton, the Forney Museum of Transportation that's right in Golden, Colorado, that we've been to as well.
Yeah.
So
That's a neat museum.
Yeah.
So yeah, especially if you're like a trucker or somebody that drives a lot, keep this right in your car. If you're
So where do
going
you
on
get this at?
vacation, trains.com.
$24.
Yeah, and it's worth it. You can keep it in there.
Trains.com.
This is the 10th edition.
Oh, this is one of those books that we got from Fire Crown.
Correct. That's why
Yeah.
we're talking about it.
Oh,
'cause-
okay, so you picked this up over here. You found the railroad you guys went. Oh, this is good.
Yeah, it's really
That was
neat.
nice.
Yeah, thanks.
I like it when you're motivated about something. No, it's got color pictures in it of everything. I feel like I just went everywhere. In fact, check this trestle shot out. It matches the one right there.
Ooh, look at that.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That actually is the same one.
Oh, we should shoot an Amtrak train on this bridge.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That bridge is right over there, too, so we can do that tonight.
It is over there. Oh, I love this
All right.
hobby. I
Yeah.
love this hobby. What a great week it is. Just, it's been cold outside until a couple days
Yeah.
ago. Been working on this woodwork, just getting through it day after day. 10 days goes by. You don't know if it's Thursday or Monday. You have no idea what day of the week it is. You don't know.
Yeah.
It's really weird to get into that state, but you get so focused, and what happens is you end up with some beautiful art.
Absolutely.
And I'm very happy with the way it's turning out so far. There's a lot more to go. We got a lot of track delay. We got a whole entire switchyard to build over there. He's still working on his turntable, and this week you've built the individual diorama. He's taking Gary Hoover's idea of taking the turntable on this podcast and being able this table here and move it around the room and be able to connect it to the lab. So it's its own display. So if some, let's just pretend like the whole layout's got to go. Guess what he's going to keep? He's going to keep the turntable, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
So what? Yes, the centerpiece of his layout now is becoming this, and all because of the Gary Hoover video.
Yeah, well, it really inspired me. I've had 2 different renditions of this layout, and I've always wanted to have a roundhouse and a turntable. That's one thing that you never see around here anymore, and I've always loved the pictures of it and to see it work. So, and both of the old renditions, it was in the layout, and I had to be on a chair or a stool
Right.
or
To reach
hovering.
it.
Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
get rappelling gear to get over there to do anything to it. Heaven forbid a train derail on there, and then I'm
Right.
just kind of done. So I was always pondering this, and I got to a point where, okay, I can have it 5.5 foot away from the wall, and that's the closest and most compressed I can get. And it just made me.
still can't reach it,
I
yeah.
lost my drive a little bit, and then I saw that, and it
A light went off.
it did, and
It was good.
I spent the next 2 weeks just shaking it around in my head. And
Every day on the phone, you talked to me
yes,
about that.
I came up with it, and I thought I want something that's going to look nice, and I'm going to be able to wrap in some oak or some birch, and this is kind of what I came up with. So I took an angle device, and I devised how much of an angle I need for every piece, and I cut each piece individually, and then I screwed them all together to make this.
It came out
Table.
really good.
It did. And
Wait a minute, you got a video of it. You gave us a video. Am I showing that video?
Oh yeah, you're showing
I'm
all
showing
this
the video
stuff.
while
You're
he's
showing
talking.
all this stuff while
Okay,
I'm
yeah, I'm with you, I'm with
so
you.
all I had to do then is have my layout, which is 2 foot away from the wall now.
Okay.
I just had to have some kind of divergence onto it. So I'm just going to do a pull out, and it'll be 2 feet away from my actual layout and kind of hover in the middle of the studio a little
Right.
bit. But this way, the way I made it half curved is so I can be in my chair down there and I can slide right under it and do
Nice.
all the work in my chair instead of getting on my knees or sitting on a bucket or being down so low. My layout is 48 inches off the ground, so I can easily get underneath there and work on it a lot easier, especially I have rolling chairs for my
Right.
studio.
The older you
So
get,
that-
the more you'll appreciate
Right,
that.
right. So the last picture here is me. I'm going to do 18 stalls, so that's 6 Walthers kits, and I'm now cutting all the plastic off of the kits and getting ready to paint them, and so it'll be a long process, but it's it's going to be really neat. Wiring and laying the track, and
It's more work.
Real quick, I have an issue that maybe people out there can. I have the Walthers 130-foot roundhouse, and it's on code 83 track. But it seems like what's actually in there is code 70 track.
You mean in the turntable?
The turntable itself,
Okay.
it says it's code 83.
Yeah.
But it's not as high as my code 83. So I'm wondering, I'm thinking that I'm going to use code 70 in there, and that seems like it'll be a little better. But it says code 83 on the box, but it just doesn't quite match up.
Yeah, maybe somebody will know.
So yeah, I was just going to
we can ask
file
Vic how he did his. too.
maybe
He's got
file
his
it
thing.
down.
I would just take a caliper and check the dimensions of the rail in there.
Yeah.
And if it's an incorrect size rail, just slap some new rail in.
No,
Make it all match.
No.
Is it crimped in there pretty tight?
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
quite
built-
technical.
I built
so
the Atlas roundhouses both in N scale and HO scale.
Yeah.
In fact, I did the box art. Those boxes are still on hobby shop shelves
Yeah, they
now.
sure are.
The one guy's changing the brake shoe in the
Yep.
HO scale I added. He's holding the brake shoe right there in his hand, the little orange, red brake
Yeah.
shoe.
Yeah.
That was fun to do. But the Walthers one, that's a self-propelled, really well thought out.
Very,
Prior
very
to that,
well.
you'd go out and find the diamond scale turntable, which was a big plaster molded turntable on a piece of wood, but that was the go-to for the guy that was really going to do the serious turntable.
Walther's version is very, very
Correct.
detailed.
That replaced that perfectly.
You can make whatever area you want it to roll to or to
They
go
made it
to.
so much easier
It
to
is.
model that.
It is.
Plus, they built all the supporting structures that go with it.
Yep. And
It's
they have
wonderful.
a template, so I can lay the template down. So when I cut my hole for it, I can cut the exact size hole. It tells me also on the template how far away my buildings need to be, where my track goes up to. So it gives
That's
quite a bit
good.
of information.
Yeah.
It's been very helpful so far.
Takes all the guesswork out of it. It's so wonderful. This is the best hobby in the world.
Absolutely.
I love this hobby. I want to get back to work on the layout over there so I can show you the video that hasn't. It's not now, but you saw it 2 days ago. Does that make sense?
It
I'm
sound-
having
it
a
sounds-
hard time with that.
You know, this is something out of Spaceballs, I think.
Time warp.
Yes.
The video that
Yes.
you're seeing
Yes,
on
that-
this show,
this is now.
while I'm recording the show, happened Monday from now.
Don't try
2
to
days
explain
ago.
it.
Okay.
Let's just
God.
go.
Just
Let's
do
go
it.
with it,
Okay.
my friend. Okay.
NCE. The layout doesn't run right now, but if it did run,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. This
Yeah.
is bad.
Now we're
Yeah.
gonna
Help
go.
me close this show.
Let's not run some trains.
No, and
let's go photograph some
Go to
trains.
trains.com and check out all their cool stuff.
Denny
go
Yelsma's
to
coming here.
BroadwayLimited.com. Go to Moloco. Go to Yelsma Graphics.
We've got N-scale models to show, I think, next week on the show. F units from Broadway Limited. We've got refrigerator cars from Intermountain, mechanical reefers to show coming up.
Gas stations from Bachmann. Scale trains.
Hold on, let's talk about the
.com.
gas stations. Anybody out there built the Bachmann gas station? What I
Send
need
us
you guys to
pictures.
do is send us pictures of your gas station. How did you build it? You know, what looks good? Put it on our Facebook page. That would be the way to
Yeah.
go about it, right?
Trees. Oh, I said, I see what you did there.
What
I
do you
see
do?
what you
Scale
did.
trains? What is he
I-
doing?
I
I,
said-
hate it when the cameraman's
Yes.
doing something and I don't know, and I'm like paranoid.
Yeah.
What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. ScaleTrees.com to check out the trees.
You said okay.
Broadway
Scale
Broadway
trees.
Limited, Moloco, Trains.com, Yelsma Graphics. What's neat this week.com.
Let's just close this show. Ready?
See you, bye.
I
Put
know,
it out of
right?
its misery.
All right, great. As we roll credits, we got to do a thumbnail, and I hope the folks. We've sold a lot of boxcars. Boxcar
have,
sales
yeah.
are good. People are buying the what's neat
That's
boxcars.
great, yeah.
And I want to see pictures of those on their layout.
Okay, send us
And
pictures
the
of those
Bachmann
too.
gas stations on their layout.
Yes.
I'm telling you what.
Bachmann are plastic filled.
I filled up all
Yes.
my Matchbox cars at that gas station when
Right.
I was a kid.
All right.
I know. We're rolling credits. Let's do
Yeah.
a thumbnail. What
Yeah.
do you want to do?
I don't know.
Let's
But-
hold something. This is a really great photograph.
It sure is.
Do I dare hold an engine? I'm going to.
Yeah, go ahead.
These things are so beautiful, Joshua.
I know they are.
Jewelry. She got it right when she
Jewelry.
called trains jewelry. These are jewelry. Okay, ready, set, go. Camera right there and show teeth. Thanks, Richard, for running camera for us tonight.
Yay!
I got to get back to work on that woodwork over there.
Yeah, you gotta get back to work.
I got to get Joe.
I gotta get home because I got a turntable to start.
I'm so glad you're working on that.
It's almost 10
Yeah,
o'clock.
it's fun seeing it, man.
Oh man,
Was there a lot of pictures for that edit?
I got a ton of it.
Probably at least 40,
Yeah, maybe. Oh,
50, maybe 100.
you need to send him that video that you took of me.
Oh, yeah. Well, now how do I send it? Email?
I don't know if you can. Yeah, maybe.
That's so weird trying to explain a time frame of something you haven't done yet, but you're seeing it right now in the video.
What happened to now? That's then. This is now.
Now.
Now. Way to go. You missed it.
That really messes with my mind.
Have you ever seen that movie?
There's a movie about that?
Spaceballs.
Not Groundhog Day, is it?
No.
Okay, what are you talking about? I love my corner shelf. Do you know how much math went into that? Every measurement,
You
every
know,
shelf is a
I've never
different
done
size
more
of
math
everything.
than I did to make a table. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I mathed the hell out of it.
You know, all
The fucking
projects are-
camera's still running.
It's still running?
45 seconds.
Yeah, I know. At least it says record. I don't know why it takes pictures at the same time.
Yeah,
I can't it takes pictures of
It
everything.
hasn't done that in a long time.